welcome back to a brand new tutorial on Same Right Fashion Academy YouTube channel. So today's tutorial will be focusing on the princess dart bustier with the beautiful design you are seeing on the screen. Okay, the beautiful lace design. Okay, so in this tutorial you can see I've already marked out my basic bodies. Okay, so if you have been following Same Right Fashion Academy YouTube channel, you can see that every style we want to make comes from the basic bodies. So for this particular basic bodies, because of the design we have on the screen right there, you will be drafting your basic bodies on fold. Okay, so I have my paper on fold, then I have to trace out all these lines. Okay, and that is how I have these full front bodies. Okay, so the focus of this tutorial is to show you how to create out that lace design which you are going to see, and of course we are going to make use of a princess dart bustier for this particular tutorial. So now you can see I have my shoulder line and I have my chest line and I have my bust point line and I have the under bust point line and the waist line. Okay, so if you are somehow confused with making or drafting your accurate basic bodies, please, you can check on the link below. I'll be dropping the link on the basic bodies, how to draft the basic bodies, on the description box below. So now to start this tutorial, if you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this each week. Like this video, share to family and friends, and drop your comments and suggestions on the description or comment section below this video. All right, people, so now it's time for us to jump into this tutorial proper. You can see this is my center front. The line you are seeing here is my center front. So at this center front line, I'll just use my dotted line so I make it, visible for you to see. Okay, so that is the center front. So from this center front, you can see the lines I made for my bust span. Okay, that is my bust span is from here to here. That is my full bust span. That is nipple to nipple measurement. So this is the bust point and this is the bust point. Okay, so half of it will give you half of the full bust span. All right, so I have the lines on the full bust span, taking them down to the waistline on a straight course like this. All right, so the next thing we want to do now is to start to create our princess dart and tighten the waist, the under bust line. Okay, so to tighten the under bust line, I would love to divide my shoulder seam line. Okay, so I would like to divide my shoulder seam line. Okay, so this is my neckline. Sorry, I have to connect that neckline to the wrong place. So this is actually where the neckline is supposed to be. Okay, that is the natural neckline. So now this is my shoulder seam line, which I'm going to divide, and which I always do for a perfect upper bust tightening. Okay, or for a perfect drafting. So I connect. This is what you are supposed to do, and at this point I'll also share what I have by 2, and I'm going to connect right here. Okay, all right, people, so now this is the first thing that has been done. So the next thing I want to do is to tighten my under bust. So to tighten the under bust, I'll be coming in on the under bust by 0.5, make a mark, and come out by 1.5. So in other words, I have 2 inches to tighten the upper bust. Okay, so on this part, which is on the center front, 0.5, and from here 1.5. Coming to the waistline, 1/2 inch and 1 inch, and coming to this part, 1/2 inch and 1 inch. Okay, so once that is done, I'll just rule my line from the waistline to the under bust like this. All right, so that is done, and the next thing we want to do is to start to create the tightening. So to create the tightening on this part of the bust, I'll place my ruler on this part and flush it to the bust point like this, and on this I'll position my ruler to touch this point 1.5 to the bust point. You can see that. All right, so I'll do the same here as well, and flip my ruler to this point and do the same. You can see that. Okay, so now we have our under bust tightened. So it means that what we have here, we are going to cut it off at the end of the day. Now we want to talk about the princess dart which we are making. So you can see from the shoulder slope, I'm going into the armhole line. Okay, to the point I have my bust. This is my bust. Okay, from the center from my bust divided by 4 is 10. Can you see? So this is my bust. I already have it there. So the measurement of the armhole I'm taking right now, I'm taking it all the way on the armhole to the point where my bust is stopping. So, and 1/2 of it is here at 5, but I like coming down by 1 inch. So I have that princess bust cup I like. Can you see? So from there to the bust point, I'll simply connect my line to that point, and I'll come out by 1 inch. The reason I came out by 1 inch is to accommodate this bust line when sewing it. So from here to here is 1 inch, and I'm going to recreate my new armhole line for the princess dart accommodation. So from that 1 inch, I'm going to connect to this point. Can you see? So what I did here, I'll also repeat on this part. So on this, I'll be taking my measurement right now. I've already gotten my bust from here. Divide by 4. Now from the waist, my waist is 9. That is 9 divided by 4. This is 9. And what I have in here is 1.5. I'll quickly replace the 1.5. So once that is replaced, next I will do is to connect my side. So like I said, I will do exactly what I did here on the other side. So now the difference between my front length and my back length is 2 inches. It's time for us to introduce the bust dart. Okay, so like I said, if you have not watched the basic bodice drafting, please try and watch it so you understand what we are doing here. So my bust difference is 2 inches. I've shared 1 inch, 1 inch to it. So whatever you have as your bust difference, please make sure you do that. You share them accordingly. So I'll rule a line to this point from the bust point, and to this point I'll come out by 0.5 and connect back to accommodate this dart. You can see how I accommodated my dart. All right, beautiful people, we've created a bust dart right here with our princess dart. So I'll quickly repeat exactly what I did here. I will do exactly that on this to have a full bodice right now. So once we are done with this, we'll start creating the facing, the lace facing, which is the purpose of this. So the main business of this tutorial is the facing made with lace placed on that particular body. So once you are done drafting, the next thing you want to do is to create your neckline. So to create the new neckline, which you are seeing right there, I'm going to come from the armhole, the tip of the armhole on the shoulder line. I'm coming in by 3 inches, okay? And from the center front of my natural neckline, I'll come down by 1.5 inches, okay? So I will connect with my curve ruler like this. I'll just connect with my curve ruler like this, okay, to create the neckline. And from this, I'll take the same thing, 3 inches, and I'm going to connect it to what I have at this point like this to form the new neckline. So this is my new neckline right now. So to create that facing, I'll also come from the tip of my shoulder here. I'll come down by 2.5 inches. And I'm going to blend these 2.5 inches into the chest line, okay? I'll just blend it into the chest line like this. Can you see that? With my curve ruler, I'll just blend into the chest line. And then from that point, I'm going to continue to the waistline, okay? Now, I'll also come from the under bust for the other part. From the under bust, I'll come up by 1.5 inches. And I'm going to use my curve ruler to blend back into the bust point. Okay, I'll just place it in a way it gives me that slight curve into the bust point. Can you see that? So once that is done, from the bust point, I'll place my ruler like this from that point and blend back into the armhole line. Okay, so I'll just blend back into the armhole line. So at this point, you need to be creative, okay? So I'll just blend everything up. So you can see what we have right here now. So all of this, as you see me dotting them now, is the lace fabric. So the lace fabric, which I'm going to cut right now, I'm going to trace out this with my pepper right now. So this is where the lace fabric is going to be placed. Okay, so at this point, you can see this is the bust accommodation. So if I'm tracing on this line because that is where the lace is going to be. This bust accommodation you are seeing here, once I sew my princess that now, you won't see it again. So this is the natural armhole, which the lace fabric I'm going to trace right now. All right, so if you also notice, you can see there are some trimmings about 0.5 inch. So the trimmings of 0.5 inch will be placed on the bodies, okay? But I'll just show it here because it went into the lace. Okay, after placing the lace, you just run the trimming, okay? So these are the trimmings right now. So my tracing right now, I'm going to trace this. This is going to be part of the trimming, but I'll just trace the trimming, okay? I'll just trace it. So let me quickly trace this with my tracing wheel and pattern paper. So I'm done tracing out, okay? So this is exactly what I expect you to trace out for the lace. So you'll be placing your lace fabric, you'll be placing your pattern on top of the lace fabric, okay? So this is the lace fabric, and that is what you are going to cut and place after sewing your the dress, okay? So this is it. You'll be placing exactly what I have in here on top of your clothes, okay, the dress, and stitch on it. You can, if you have a zigzag machine, you can use it to stitch the hem of the lace, Okay, while you can use your trimming to cover it up. So whichever way you want to do it to finish it up, but this is the pattern you'll be using for your lace. Okay, so now it's time for us to cut out the bustier. So I'm going to cut my bustier and close up my bust. That okay. So I just cut off what I have right here. Okay, so coming to the bust accommodation, I will cut through the bust accommodation to the princess dart. Okay, then I will cut through the armhole into the princess dart line. Okay. Alright, so I'll cut through the shoulder seam line into the neckline. Okay, so that's the new neckline. Then I'll cut through the armhole line to this point. And I'll cut through the waist. Okay, to the bust accommodation, then to my princess dart accommodation. Okay. All right, so at this point, this is what you're expected to have at this point before we finally cut out our waist dart and close up the bust dart. Okay, so I'm cutting to the bust point, okay, and take away my dart. So now I'm going to close my waist, my bust dart. So I'll close it up as you can see. So I'll just use my seal tape and close it up at that point. Okay. Alright, so I've closed up my bust dart. Now I'm going over to this, the waist that I have here, to the bust point. Okay, take off this, cut through my princess seam. Okay, then close up my bust dart. Okay. Okay, so once you close up your bust darts, this is what you'll be having as your front pattern. Can you see? So you just go in and sew your princess dart. Okay, so once you sew your princess darts, okay, and have your princess bustier, the next thing you do is to cut out your lace with this pattern and place on the princess dart like this, and that is it, and we are done. Okay, so this is how we come to the end of this tutorial. I believe you learned a lot from this tutorial. So thank you very much for coming to this channel once again. If you are new to this channel, please kindly subscribe, turn on your notification bell to receive videos like this each week. Like this video and share to family and friends. Drop your comments on the comment section and your suggestions as well. We also have our Telegram online classes where you can learn more, okay, on different outfits as you can mention. I'll be dropping the link to the WhatsApp group that will lead you to the Telegram group on the description box below as well. So thank you for coming once again. See you in my next video. Bye.